Welcome to mid-October newsletter, guys. What's up? This is Dr. Stanton Hom, and I'm actually in a slightly new version of the studio. It's exactly the same thing, but I'm actually setting up this lighting to be slightly different, and I'm kind of excited about it because I will tell you that there's nothing bigger than commitment, and I say that because we have 6 C's in the office. We have character and competence. You have to be a good person. You have to be good at what you do. You have to have consistency. Consistency is king and queen, meaning you have to be in the trench every single day doing the work, because the powers that be are trying every single day to destroy our minds, destroy our bodies. And it's really, really hard to be positive and empowering and optimistic. It's really hard to be abundance mindset. It's really, really hard to maintain your physical health these days. And that's not just because of the inertia of negative bad habits and things like that. It's just to say the powers that be in the industries are all trying to get us. And so the fourth C is chemistry. Like, you have to work well together, right? Our team, we talk about this. We know that our relationship with you is really, really, really important. And if there is any sort of discrepancy in that chemistry relationship, then that's going to lead to problems at some point in the immediacy, but potentially downstream. The fifth is commitment. And I'm going to talk a lot about that in this particular video. And the last is conviction, that I believe, when we added that one about 3 years ago, we recognized that sometimes the ace in the hole and the joker, right? The wild card is often your conviction and your belief systems and the entirety of dismantling what's actually going on, but taking true ownership of your health and your life can supersede all the other ones and kind of get you to that next stage. But when I'm talking about commitment, the reason why my studio is slightly differently set up, like you can see the light changes, is just I spent this last weekend filming something we're going to call the curriculum, something that I've had written down in my notebooks for, I want to say, almost a decade. Just the things that I knew and saw, but also believed were enveloping our children, enveloping our families, just captivating us, which we've seen amplified over the last 3.5 years. I spent the last weekend filming with the great Jason Herrera. If you've been to any rallies, if you've been to any events, to include him being alongside Mike Yoder, the amazing lawyer, fighting for the rights of the Maui people and the Lahaina people. This man, Jason, has been the eye and the fly on the wall virtually at every event over the last 3.5 years. And he was gracious enough to record this curriculum with me in my home. And he kind of had me set up this light a little bit differently, or at least he had his light set up, and I mimicked that to some degree. I got to keep my eyes from going up so you don't see that reflection. But it's a constant and never-ending kind of journey of improvement. And what I want to share with you is we're just getting started. We're just getting started in the value that we're creating for our community and the way that we're choosing to nobly serve you. Just mostly, not to minimize the word, but it's so simple to me that it is about you. It is about your nutrition. It is about your movement. It is about your mindset. It is about your chiropractic care. It is about your nervous system and its optimal expression of your version of life. It is about your kids, but it's about those future generations of your family tree and bloodline. That we know that our choices today matter for those future generations. And so this video is going to be about your commitment, and it isn't to charge to you and say, if you're not committed, then you're not going to get whatever results you are, because that is actually just a foundational truth. But I will say on the opposite end of that is that we are deeply and continually committed to you. I get to spend this weekend also on the call with some of the leaders of the International Chiropractic Pediatric Association, who have actually become the holders, the sacred holders of all of the training as it relates to prenatal and pediatric chiropractic and the version of chiropractic that we subscribe to and will continue to. And I get to be a part of this team that's going to host a member gathering here in San Diego. And we already have some 50 registrants. And I think we're going to shoot for a couple hundred. It's going to be in Torrey Pines on the weekend of November 3rd. just a couple hours. But what I will tell you is that there are people in the world just like me who are devoted to their communities, just like I am. And we know that in our subsets of our communities are going to be the difference makers of the people who are going to be investing in this belief system and in the ways that we take action, in the ways that we know create health and create optimal expression of life and create inspiration and peace of mind, awesome physiological function, hormone regulation, good digestion, all the things. One of my patients told me this week, she was like, this is super weird. Like ever since I started getting adjusted, and she's a grandmother, right? Talk about never ending improvement. She's like, I feel better. Like my body feels better. But something that I noticed recently was that I'm not allergic to dairy anymore. And I'm noticing that I used to have stomach pains with healthy foods, and I don't have that anymore. And she's my more modern day evidence. Still have a patient who still comes to the office, devoted, who used to have frozen shoulder. And she told me that I and the work that we did saved her life because it was so debilitating that she just didn't feel like a true value to the rest of her life because she literally couldn't use half of her body and the debilitating pain that existed. And when she healed, I saw not only her shoulder improve, but I saw her scoliosis, which was a combination of osteoporosis and osteoarthritis, like breakdown of bone, but also just like the degeneration of the structure. And she was in her 60s. And I said to her, I said, you're my evidence. Because if you can do it, then you better believe that I believe all the children can do it, and all the babies can do it, and all the moms who are expecting can do it. And this mother or grandmother, mother and grandmother, she told me more recently about these visceral issues and these hormonal issues and these immune system issues that she's starting to improve from. And she's only been going at it for about the time that we've been in this office, so the last year, right? So she's in her 60s and she's transforming who she is in her 60s. And she is evidence that if you brought your baby to us, if you brought your children to us, and if you're coming to us during pregnancy, or you're a young couple who's looking to grow your family, you better believe I believe in you. You better believe that we believe in you, because you are a radical miracle, and you are an exemplification of the miracle that was you when your parents were essentially conceiving you. Why does this matter? This matters because it is all about commitment. The anniversary party that we just had, that had the best attendance that we've had in the history of events that we've had for our practice, surrounding our practice, was amazing. I'm so grateful for everybody who was able to come out and be with us. And I also know that there were many of you who weren't able to. And it's not more than anything that we all have busy lives. But for those of you who did come, and those of you who wished you could come, we were celebrating with you in spirit, and we were celebrating with you in person. And it was singly one of the most amazing events that I've ever been a part of, because it's just who we are. We had many amazing people doing all the great work to create it, and you were all there to help co-create the environment for it. But I just want you to know, this is year one. My family and I have a 30-year mortgage, right? We're going to be here for a while. Dr. Ryan and I joke that we're going to be 100 years old, hanging over tables, teaching people about their nervous system and their spines. And I promise you, we're just getting started. The curriculum that we're recording is just the start. These events that we're hosting are just the start. And so when we tell you, like, hey, this is an anniversary, promotion, take advantage of it. It's not just to say it's an anniversary promotion. We know that you have people in your world who are waiting to come in, and who are waiting to be invited into this new world of possibility for them and their family tree. And we also know that you can be that impetus. And if there wasn't any sort of external motivator, we sat back and we started to realize the number of people that we do invite to our practice and that we do get to see transform in sometimes the first 15 minutes. We realize that we are underselling it. You have told us that. Our staff, our newer staff, is starting to realize, like, this is too cheap. And it was a lesson to me, a seasoned doctor, to realize that we need to go back to where we were like 5 years ago, where our prices were always in the triple digits for our first appointment. And we never offered the first adjustment as a part of it. And because we do, then the value is just extraordinary. So the anniversary promotion, the $88 promotion, this is the last 2 weeks for it. And it's not just a sales ploy, it's that from future promotions, you will never see a promotion that's less than triple digits, not because we're trying to, quote, make money. It's because the level of commitment and the level of service that we provide in that one appointment, but capitalizes into this trajectory change, is so valuable. So if you didn't have an external motivator, I hope this serves as one of those, because I want you to know that it is time for you to continue to grow your own little radius of your own little community of people who start to recognize the possibility that's not only within themselves, but in their children and within their entirety of their family tree with regard to the fullest expression of their health and life. I invite you to do that humbly. Our next month promotion is called No Excuse November. We're going to have super fun things to go along with that. And then when we get into December and January, it's called the Gift of Health. And we have super amazing promotions to go along with that. So there are more. It just will be a slightly bigger financial investment for those that you invite in. I want to celebrate you guys because it has been the single most challenging, but the single most rewarding and amazing year of my life. That is no understatement. I'm so grateful for the work that we get to do with you. I'm so grateful for the relationships that we have. And I'm so grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Genuinely, 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 I love and appreciate you. And I promise you, next video, I'll have my kids back in tow. Love you guys. Bye.